comment section. My name's Tamara. This is Iron Mike. Let's wrap up this episode. This is Sunday, May 26th, part 5. In today's episode, I actually didn't go over comments at all. We had far more important work to do because we're getting ready for court tomorrow. They're going back, and we do believe that Capricorn Clark is going to be the next witness. Hopefully that'll be tomorrow. Anyway, so what we're doing now is we're adding everything up from the episodes 1 through 5. We went over the list of witnesses. We went over what they represented. We went over the list of charges. We went over the brief definition of what a federal RICO charge is so that we don't get confused along the way and wonder how these domestic charges are not being applied directly to the case. They cannot be directly directed to the case because they are civil situations and this is a federal crime, but they can very, very heftily be used to define the character of Mr. Sean Combs and that mob-like mentality that the prosecution needs to prove. Anyway, let's just add this up really quick. We have 16 witnesses so far. Let's see what they represented. 7 of them represented domestic violence. 1 of them represented arson, but we need a second one of those to stick. The next one was blackmail. Blackmail is not on the list of charges, so we can just use that as character, but we can't use it as a direct charge because it's not. Bribery is, and we have one for bribery from the Israel gentleman who was the security guard at the Intercontinental, but we need a second one of those within 10 years. The next 3 witnesses were feds, so they don't count as far as what we're doing here. We have 7 domestic violence. So far we're at 13 now. We have 3 more to go. So the next one would be crossing state lines for prostitution or sex trafficking. And we did have one of the male escorts say he was flown and paid. So, and then the other one, the last one right now that we have would be the kidnapping. And the kidnapping has potential of 2 witnesses, which is 1, the former personal assistant that was forced to go to Mel's allegedly for the whole Suge Knight thing. And then the other one would be Capricorn Clark, who was allegedly forced to get in the car to go to Kid Cudi's house. Now, since this episode was about getting us to understand how the RICO charges work, I want to read to you from Jennifer Bedell. She is the Southern District of New York former attorney and otherwise has a very powerful job now. And she says what they really need to show from a prosecutor's perspective is that there was a criminal organization in play here that committed a number of illegal activities over time. So simply finding that Cassie Ventura was the subject of domestic violence, while that's absolutely awful and a very important thing from a state court level, does not satisfy the federal standard. So, although the domestic violence witnesses are very important, they don't directly go against one of his charges. They just kind of help paint the picture of that mob mentality. And remember, it has to be attached to an organization. Anyway, thanks for watching. I appreciate you all. I'll see you tomorrow.